YouTubers, welcome to the Psychic Investigations Tower. Y'all make sure I hit the like and subscribe button. If y'all like the energy, if y'all enjoy the content, we greatly appreciate it. If you want to leave any donations, I will have a link in the description box below. So this is going to be an inspirational message out there to the ones that want to get in the public eye. A lot of you out there may be surrounded by fake friends, fake family members. The video was kind of messing up on the last live stream. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and speak the message in this one. So a lot of you out there may have some type of creativity, creative skill. A lot of you may have some type of creative skill that you may be doubting yourself because you got a lot of people that's around you that don't believe in what you believe in. I'm going to go ahead and drop some deep intellectual facts to help you succeed, to help you propel forward. The first mistake these people are making is, how the hell do they know what your destiny is? How can these people actually determine what you're good at and what you're not good at? How can they determine your life's purpose? How can these individuals have access to your Akashic records and to see exactly what you're meant to do? How you're meant to shine? No, I'm going to tell you what these individuals are doing. All they're worried about, all they're predicting, or everything that they're projecting onto you is exactly their own reality. How can they live in your reality whenever they're inside their own vessel? Because even though you may share the same blood, you'll never share the same soul. That's the facts. And this is what these people are trying to project onto you. They're trying to project some type of insecurity, low self-esteem, a lack of purpose. They never was a true leader in their life. They never had the guts to go out there and get what they wanted. They never had the guts to stand up against their family, which is your family, because it's coming from you. These people may be connected to you in your family. Some of you out there may be surrounded by a group of fake friends that you thought was cool at one time, but as soon as you start opening your third eye, you start seeing them in a different perspective. I'm going to tell you how you're seeing these people. You're seeing them exactly for what they really are. Because reality ain't no joke. Some of us out there has wore the rose-colored shades before, so we know exactly how that operates. When you're seeing things from a rose-colored shade perspective, what's going on is you're not seeing clearly. You're not seeing the bigger picture beyond what's really going on out there. You're not really getting the valid enough information to actually evolve. And when people are stuck in a rose-colored shades viewpoint, it leaves them with a limited reality and perspective. It's not really reality. It's not really reality until you take the rose-colored shades off and start looking at things from a black and white perspective, which will represent X-ray vision. So coming from a Scorpio man's perspective, how I see the world out there, coming from my transformative experiences out there, how I experience the world, transformations, how the rose-colored shades come off my face, I started taking time out to myself. I didn't pay attention to what people wanted from me. I don't care what they try to project onto me. I completely banished and rebuked and got rid of the spirit of narcissism out of my life. That's the number one thing that you must defeat. You must defeat these wicked ass people that's trying to come in from the sidelines, trying to tell you what the hell, what's wrong with you when they ain't even got the guts or the ability to judge themselves. They have a whack level of wisdom to start with. And this is something that you must accept, because they're going to try to use projections onto you because they don't want you to succeed, because that's exactly what they can't do. It's everything. These people want to be the center of attention, and they can't stand the fact whenever you step into your power and they know how great you can be, they don't want you to be in that position. But just like I said, they got everybody saying, oh, they don't want you to do this, they don't want you to do that. Since when are they the boss? Since when are these people the boss? Question that. Question it. Since when are these people the boss, and to tell you what, or to try to control you no matter what, this is what they don't want, this is what they want. Why does it matter what they want or what they don't want? It's your life. It's your life. Repeat after me. It's my life. I make my decisions. Ain't nobody going to dictate or control what God got going for me. Ain't nobody going to control the flow of how the universe wants me to flow. I'm going to go with my own flow. I don't care what you got to say. Because anything that you're projecting is not giving me valid enough information to actually evolve. You're trying to stunt my spiritual growth, and I'm not about to put up with that. That's what you tell people like that. You tell them straight to their face, I know who you are. You a fucking narc, and you ain't welcome in my life. You are being rebuked in the name of Jesus. That's what you do. I mean, you could tell them however you want to tell them. But that's what I would tell somebody like that. I know exactly who you are. You rebuked in the name of Jesus and blocked out. See you later. Peace. Out of here. You stand your ground. You execute and insert your spiritual boundaries, your kingdom rights. Because that's what matters in the spirit world. A lot of people are not doing this on a spiritual level. They wonder why they're experiencing all these blockages everywhere. Because you got some wicked, evil person out there trying to block your spiritual path. And they're also in communication with you physically. Some of you out there don't even understand that you're in communication with a dark magician that is trying to literally block and set you up at roadblocks after roadblock after roadblock. You wonder why they're so negative to you. Why they can't ever tell you something positive, but yet they try to pretend like they're on your side. They're not on your side. That's the enemy's way to get inside your head, manipulate the neurons of the brain to try to take control of your whole destiny. Because there's something already taken over that body, but it's not hungry enough. It's not finished devouring what it's meant to go after. And you're not going to be the vessel that it's going to attack. You're not going to be the vessel that it's going to stunt spiritually, restrain spiritually, or ever do any type of stagnation or restrictions. The spirit of restrictions is not allowed in your life. We must understand on the spiritual level that they have spirit of restrictions, spirit of stagnation, and spirit of poverty, spirit of deception, and spirit of manipulation. These are the evil forces that will try to come against you, but you have to execute your kingdom rights and know and stand hard in your spiritual power. You have to fully be connected to yourself and stand hard in your power and know exactly who you are. These people can't define anything about your character because they don't know nothing about themselves. How can they get a complete accuracy on the characteristics that you hold that they don't even know about, they ain't even seen yet? Because the truth is, everybody got an opinion, but you think a narc's opinion is valid? Their opinion's not even valid because the lifestyle they're living is an illusion. Let's just rip the mask off. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's pour salt in the wound. Because they ain't about to do that to you because you're about to heal. This all about the healing. Enough of you being a person that's in a position of where they're dumping some type of, hold on y'all. That's like a damn spider web or something. It's enough of y'all being in a position of where, how can I say this? Ran into a damn spider web or something like that. I don't know what the hell that is. But anyways, it's enough of you being in a position where you literally feeling like, hold on, y'all. There we go. Damn mosquito. But anyways, there's enough of you being in a position. I keep feeling the damn, hold on, y'all. Something right here. Hold on, y'all. Okay, there we go. There was a cobweb that was hanging from the line. I got it. But anyways, enough of you being in a position to where you got to feel like people are constantly dumping salt in your wounds. If you was to heal yourself from the roots, how can the salt affect you? Because salt is a cleansing. Salt is considered to be cleansing for the body. Not for the wounds, but for the body. When you take a spiritual bath, you cleansing yourself. So when you fully healed, you can let the salt dump all over your body. But the enemy's objective is to try to get in your head. And what is that saying about the mind? The mind is the devil's playground. But it can also be your best friend because you have to learn how to free yourself out the head before you can physically. Because even though you may have your physical freedom, if you're restricted anywhere mentally or spiritually, you are having your freedom completely stripped away from you. That's something that we must acknowledge. And I'm going to tell you how people get their freedom stripped away from them by people violating and performing some type of manipulation and blocking things and try to block you in the spirit world. One of it is you allowing these individuals to be in your life. That's the blockage right there. Because it's not just the words that they speak it to you physically. or what's blocking you. It's spells that's being pronounced over your name and being pronounced and projected onto your destiny. They may not be at the altar saying any of that. They can be telling you a spell right there in front of your face, telling you that, oh, nah, I don't think you're going to make it. That's negative. That's negativity. There's a difference between negativity and positivity. There's a difference between having an opinion and just straight up hating on somebody. These people hate you. These people hate how far you could come out there. But you know what? You show them otherwise. They ain't about shit. They'll never be about shit. That's what you got to get in your mind. Don't let these individuals in your head. You completely drown them out. Call upon your ancestors. If some of you out there are connected to your ancestors or you know about spirituality, you'll know how to spiritually protect yourself. Call upon God, bro. Call upon the Lord Jesus Christ. Tell him. Go to him with this information. Because I promise you, bro, he's not going to allow none of these people, whatever they talking out there, false accusation, whatever it is, he's not going to allow that to interfere with your destiny. Because he has a specific purpose for you down here in this earthly realm. And it's meant for you to shine. It's meant for you to keep on moving forward, 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 not backwards. If you're somebody that came from a very broken place, you come from poverty, you think you actually deserve to be there? You don't. Enough for sitting there thinking that you'll never be anybody. Enough for sitting there thinking about your dreams in your room. Enough for sitting there listening to all these other people that don't know what the hell they're talking about. Because they don't have a purpose. They don't even have wisdom enough to understand themselves. So how can they give you advice? Watch the people that you get advice from, because it could be curses that's coming through words. They try to put you into some type of demonic spell. Because just like I said, bro, demons could come disguised as friends and family. They're all over. And some of you out there that's been through a very narcissistic family, you have demons all around you. Pay attention to how when you really love somebody, they had a problem with them, but yet you really love that person. The same thing could go for you. Pay attention if you're an earth angel out there and you could have loved somebody. Let's say, for instance, your twin flame. We're going to bring up the topic about that. Pay attention to how one family member or their family just wouldn't like you for no reason. And they could have been going down a dark path. What you think's doing that? What you think is doing that? They got some type of bloodline that is involved in the dark side. And you could have probably sensed that. Why would they family members not like you? Because you got in a simple little fucking stupid argument with them. And oh, all of a sudden they're going to hate you for that? Bro, people getting arguments, people getting disagreements. And they have no business playing victim whenever they did something to provoke you. But yet a real family member, that even though they may be blood, they're going to check them on their deception. They're not going to go against somebody that's trying to help them. Because you wasn't there to destroy them to start with. You was there checking them on something that they had no business doing. So there's a difference between abuse and stand up for yourself and protecting yourself. But it could come through as simple as, oh, I don't like them. How in the hell you could not like somebody when you ain't even had experience around them? I'm going to tell you what they don't like. They don't like the fact that you have light. They don't like the fact that you are actually a strong person. They can sense it. They can sense your strength, bro. They can sense exactly who you are. So you know what they would then do? They would get in that person's ear and tell them all kind of things. And eventually get them to stop talking to you. But that's their own free will. Some of you out there may have a different person out there. You may meet a new person that their family automatically likes you. It don't matter if you cuss. You got a bad side. You got an angry side. Whoever you are meant to be with out there, bro, is going to accept you for who you are. Because not everybody out there, bro, is hateful and demonic like that. Not everybody out there is like that. You know what I'm saying? You may meet somebody, and all of a sudden, you click it off with all of them. Like, you'd be surprised. You meet their daddy, you meet their mama, you meet their brothers, you meet their sisters, and all of a sudden, you all click together. They like you better than the last person. They could have been married for I don't know how long. They could have had a kid with somebody else. And yet, you meet them, and all of a sudden, it's like, man, I really like that person. I'm going to tell you what that is. You got a high vibrational spirit, and you're not afraid to be your true authentic self. They could respect that. If you're a man out there and you're dealing with a new lady, her dad is going to respect you because you have a sense of protection about you. He's going to respect that. If you get with his baby girl, he's going to respect you because you're going to be able to protect her. You may have one hell of a temper and you may have an attitude, but at least the man can see you for who you really are. You're not hiding anything. That you're showing that you could protect them. You know what I'm saying? And for the ladies out there, you're going to be good for him. His mama's going to be able to see that. If you're dealing with a genuine person, bro, and they mama is going to like you, I'm going to tell you what's doing that. That's your spirit guides guiding you to the right family to be with, because that's supposed to be your in-laws right there. That's supposed to be your mother-in-law. That's supposed to be your father-in-law. You may even remind this individual of their daddy or their mama in some type of way. That's why they like you, because their daddy may see themselves inside of you. So if you're a man out there, you're dealing with a new lady, you may have some of his traits that he may see, and he may just sit back like that, observe, and not judge you for it, because he can see through you. He knows that you will make a great provider and protector for her, and he respects you for that. He knows you would go out your way to hurt her. The same thing goes for the ladies out there when it comes to the guy's mama. She knows. She knows that you wouldn't hurt him. They can sense that, bro, I'm telling you. There's some people out there that you thought all up and down that you was going to be with, that you was going to be married to. And yet, something's not making sense. Like, this may come out the ordinary. Something's not making sense out there. And it's like you wonder why all these people are waking up. They're in marriages that they're really not happy in. Just like I said, bro, if you're meant to be with somebody, it don't matter if they married or not. They could be married 20 years, and all of a sudden they split up out of nowhere for no reason. That's the higher power working through to give you your person. Not to split them up on purpose. Well, I mean, if he knows that something ain't going right, that they're not really happy, he's going to cause a transformation. Something's going to happen mysteriously with the higher power, and they're going to break up, and you're going to meet your person. Because it's sad to say, bro, but everything is not like the movies. Breakups will happen. Divorces will happen. So if you're out there stressed over somebody being with somebody else, and you could feel a sense of, man, that might be my person. I don't know why I keep thinking about them. And you never had relations with that person, there may be a message right there that you need to pay attention to. Not meaning that you're into married people. You ain't choosing to be in that energy, especially if you're an earth angel. There's a reason why that individual could be crossing your mind. And it's not for evil, ill intentions either. It's because there may be something there that you may be sensing on the 5D level, and you could be seeing into the future. Not meaning that you're going to wait around for them to break up or nothing, but there's a reason why that individual's catching your attention. It don't mean that you're into the people like that. If all of a sudden you just start getting a random, like, why am I guided to see that person? There's something that's going on the spiritual level. But I will put this out there. Respect that individual relationship. I wouldn't even talk to them. I wouldn't even be a friend to them. Leave them alone and let them live their life. And if it's meant to be, they will find their way to you. There's a reason why that individual caught your eyes. There's a reason why that individual's family, like you keep thinking about their brothers or their sisters or their mom and their daddy. They daddy or their mama pops in your mind for no reason. I'm going to tell you what that is, bro. You are connected. You literally connected to all their people on the 5D level. And you may be seeing somewhat the future. You can't really sit there and look forward for something like that, especially if this person is married or they're engaged or something like that. But I will put out there, bro, don't ever disrespect their relationship. I'm not saying you would. But for a spiritual law, if you're an earth angel out there, y'all probably more than likely already know that information. I would not disrespect their relationship or connection. Okay? So I would keep your distance. And I'm getting at y'all would. You know, you wouldn't even associate with the person. You may nod your head and say, hello, how's it going? And go about your way out there. But at the same time, bro, I wouldn't even be this individual's friend. Because if there's something there, then it's going to be there. Just like I said, bro, they got so many people out there that are worried, stressing, but they're not focused on themselves. It's time to bring the focus back to yourself. I know I got into talking about relationships and marriages and all that. It's not time to focus on that. It's time to focus on what's going on now with yourself. And that's what matters. So some of you may be finding yourself out there feeling kind of strange. You're not feeling disconnected from reality, but you're feeling disconnected from everybody else. And it's like, even though you're in the same city or the same state, you feel something changing in your surroundings. You are actually feeling like the people that was around you that could have been gang stalking or looking at you weird. looking at you in a weird way, they eventually start ascending. You know what's happening? Those people are starting to have some type of wake-up call that you may not see. They may start discreetly and secretly awaken. They may be awakening. And that person that you may be thinking about or cross your head sometimes, along with their relatives, it's not just that person. You may be thinking their relatives. Like their mama, their daddy pops in your head. You just get these incredible, intense visions of you having a good time with their daddy or their mama. Y'all all sitting down at a barbecue or something like that, or at a swimming pool. And you get visions like that. You dream about this individual, bro. That's your spiritual side. It's not that this individual's doing magic on you. They probably don't even know you that well. But there's a reason why you met that individual. And if you're getting dreams like that, bro, sometimes that could be visions of the future. You need to pay attention to that. That's why I'm telling y'all, like, if this individual, if you did find out that they're in a connection or a relationship, don't worry about it. If you're meant to be together, you will find y'all way to each other. Just like I said, bro, you never know. Like, somebody may cheat on somebody or somebody may do something and they think it's the end of the world, but it's not. They don't know what's going on the 5D level. And it's their chance to meet you to where they can have some type of spiritual enlightenment. Because this individual, believe it or not, I'm getting that they may be spiritual, they may be highly intellectual, they may be an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or possibly a fire sign because they're very passionate. So it may be a fire sign or an air sign that you may end up connecting to. And this individual already has a shit ton of intelligence and may be experienced. They may have a lot of experience with psychology, on a psychology level. So that right there is going to be even more better because I'm getting that you're highly intelligent. So that's going to match on an intellectual level. You don't have to be two air signs or two water signs or two fire signs. You could be polar opposites to each other and still be compatible because of the mentality, because of the soul, bro. So they got this saying out there how air signs are not really that emotional. You can actually transform this individual to get them connected to that side. Because believe it or not, bro, everybody out there has emotions. It's not about zodiac. I mean, yeah, you could look at the astrology chart, but everybody out there has an emotional side. And you can literally teach this individual something that they never knew about the passions, about emotional passion, emotional intuitive intelligence. You can teach them about that. That would be very intriguing. Like if you're dealing, I'm getting that some of you may be dealing with an air sign or you may be dealing with an air sign in the future. You're going to be able to teach this individual intuitive intelligence because they're already used to logical intelligence on the earthly realm when it comes to earthly matters. They're already intelligent when it comes to that. So they have a lot of psychology experience when it comes to that, when it comes to mentality psychology. When it comes to that on a mental level. They may not know that much about spirituality, but that may spark their curiosity, especially if you're dealing with a Gemini Libra. Something about Gemini, Libra, Aquarius too. Because Aquariuses are known as the geniuses of the zodiac. Well, I will give them credit where it's due. Aquarius are very smart, very intelligent. So shout out to the Aquas out there, okay? But anyways, shout out to Rich Lop, by the way. I know he's an Aquarius. Shout out to Rich Lop. He gives a lot of informative information. I greatly appreciate his information, so I will give him a shout out. So shout out to Rich Lop. A lot of people may not understand him, where he's coming from because of his analogies, because he does things in a detailed form. But people got to read through the details of what he's trying to say. Like he explains universal law, basically. He explains how the universe works in the exact opposite of what the human mind is wired to believe. That's exactly what he talks about. So you may be able to teach this individual a little bit. There's a reason why I'm saying universal law. You may be able to teach this individual about universal law, but they're also going to be able to teach you something. That's the best part. Because just when we thought that we knew everything, bro, there's always something new to learn. And that's what's intriguing. That's what's going to spark a lot of curiosity. And especially when you're dealing with somebody that may not be the same as you, that may have a little bit of difference, that difference could be the good kind of difference. I'm going to tell you what it is. Because if you get with somebody that is somewhat similar like you, then you're not going to have nothing to look forward to. There's always going to be some type of mystery that's going to be in between the two of y'all. So that's what's going to keep the fire burning between the two of you. Some of you out there, since I said fire and burning, some of you out there may be coming into contact with somebody that you never thought would be your twin flame, and it could end up legitimately being your real twin. And you burn together perfectly, bro. It's like you match, you blend. You know, even though you may be polar opposites, you may be even different zodiac signs. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You could be a fire sign with an earth sign, a water sign with a fire sign, water sign with an air sign. It don't matter. Because I'm going to tell you a little something right here, an analogy. If you are a water sign, let's say you're a water sign, you're dealing with an air sign. People would think that air signs are airy. They're very airy. They blow around like that. I'm going to tell you what it's going to do that water. It's going to help that current flow, bro. It's going to help that current flow like that. And the air is going to get a lesson from that water. And the water is going to get a lesson from that air. That the air cannot be, it's like the air is going to flow. It's going to blow wherever it wants to blow. But the air is going to be intrigued by the way that water, by the way the ripples are, by the way that current. Like the water may be, people may look at water as if it's weak, right? Just the same thing as air, wind. But it's really not. You get a hurricane coming through. You get like 200-mile-an-hour winds whipping up out there. But you know how much damage that can do? Now think about water. Think about water when it starts hitting a concrete block. You got a center block that water keeps dripping on like that. Plop, plop, plop. Just a little drop of water. Eventually it's going to split that concrete rock in half. Because it wears it out. Water is stronger than what people believe it to be. Because think about a tsunami. Think about the ocean. Think about The Perfect Storm, the movie The Perfect Storm, whenever they had that wave. Think about how brutal that was. That ocean could get, I'm telling you, bro, that ocean could get serious and dangerous at any given moment. That's like 15 to 20 foot waves, bro. If not even 30 to 40 foot waves, bro. You know how high that is? 20 foot is at the top of that power line right there. That's about 20 to 30 foot, bro. You know how tall that is? It's a big wave. That's how the ocean could get. That's how dangerous and intense the ocean could get. Just like the air, if they was to have a hurricane. And the water and the air works together when it comes to that, right? So it could get kind of intense. So I'm getting that some of you out there may be with an air sign, or you may be an air sign, or may be with a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So you may be one of those signs that may end up with a water or air sign, okay? What's going to happen is things are going to be very intensified. It's going to be very different for the both of you. You may not even been with one of these signs a day in your life, or you may have had a little experience with them. I'm getting that some of you out there may have had a little experience with some of them. So you may know what they are intuitively, on an intuitive level or a logical level. But I'm definitely getting that if you're a water sign, you're going to better learn a lot about this air sign's detachment, about this air sign's logical intelligence, you know? Just like I said, bro, just when we think that we knew, not knowing everything like that, like not an arrogance about us, but you feel like, what is there more out there to learn? And it feels like you know things, and it's like, okay, well, this is basically what it is. Bam, something new enters. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's going to be things, you're going to be opening up a door, but there's going to be a door that's going to be open. And I know that this is way off topic out there because the title of this video is, so you want to be in the public eye. Some of you out there may have an actual purpose of you both being in the public eye and being very intelligent and very spiritual and working together as a couple. You may inspire this person to completely switch careers, and you may awaken them to their life purpose because it intrigues them that much. Just when you thought your twin flame was somebody that came across as spiritual, you could literally get somebody out there that may be going through some type of realization of what's really going on around them after they break up with somebody. And it just, everything just clicks and everything activates at one time. I mean, it's not going to all happen at one time like that, but to over-exaggerate the message like that, but things are going to click between you and that individual. And you may end up awakening them to their higher purpose. Not switching their destiny, but awakening them to their higher purpose. And you may both uncover the fact that you're meant to work together. That's going to be the perfect match right there. Think about it, bro. You both have a job at home. Even though you may be doing spiritual practices out there, you may be doing spiritual rituals, practice, whatever it is, tarot card readings, spiritual healing, and stuff like that. Talking about the universe, talking about aliens, talking about things that are very mysterious and unknown. Bro, you know how intriguing that's going to be for the two of you? to where you could both ride around with each other. Like you literally got somebody there to understand you, and they're very fascinated about the information that you be speaking about. Like you can hold conversations with this individual in the car and never get bored with them and talk about mysteries and unknown things. That's what's meant to happen. Some of you out there have this coming towards your way. I can feel it. I don't have to have my tarot cards to predict that to happen. I literally sense that some of you out there, you may be a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that's about to get your hands on an air sign, and you're about to be highly compatible with this person. You are never going to be bored with them. They're not going to be bored with you. You don't have to worry about switching your personality. You don't have to worry about being perfect. You could be your true authentic self. That's going to inspire them. Because if they have any insecurities about themselves, it's going to actually inspire them to be themselves. They're not going to be scared. Because I'm getting that you are going to be the person that's going to break this individual out of all kind of fears, bro. Illusions. Like you are literally going to spark something off of this individual. It's going to be like, damn, it's really like that? Yes, it is. Because fear is an illusion. It's a 4-letter word that means absolutely nothing. False evidence appearing real. That's F-E-A-R. False evidence appearing real. False events appearing real. Because when something is false, it is considered to be a lie, right? And the truth of it is, it's all about perception. And when you start awakening different dimensions inside the mind and you open up different dimensions and view things from a dualist, how can I say this, from a beyond perception of duality, when you start viewing things on that level, that's when you ascend to a higher level of consciousness. And that's exactly what you're going to be able to teach this person. That's why you're going to get along, because they already got intellectual knowledge, right? You're going to teach them intuitive intellectual knowledge. It's intuitive intelligence. And you're going to be able to teach them that. And they're going to be able to teach you stuff about the intellectual side, because you're going to open up doorways inside their head that they ain't never knew that they had, bro. You're going to have them in a whole other dimension that they never knew existed, because you had it's like you had the power to unlock those doors. I'm telling you, bro, they got somebody out there that you never thought that you would have a connection with like that. But yet you could have met them before. And I'm telling you, there's a reason why you met that individual. And it's not something to be scared of, bro. It's actually something to be very intrigued by. Because I knew if somebody came to, well, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm attracted to mystery. You know what I'm saying? Like mysteries and unknown things, aliens, universal law. You know, like what's really out there, you know what I'm saying? And the mysterious part about it is you would never get to the bottom of information. It just keeps on going on and on and on and on and on. It never stops. That's the best part about it. So no matter how much you learn, there's always more to learn. That's the best. I get passionate. You know what I'm saying? Like that, what you want me to do? Sit there and freeze like a statue? No. I don't operate that way. You know what I'm saying? Hell, bro, like okay, this just like this light right here. You just be sitting there getting in a conversation and talking about energy and seeing how energy works, like electricity and stuff like that. That's even going to be intriguing to that person. Like you'll never get bored with this person. Like, yeah, you may have some type of disagreements here and there, but it's not going to be like the past person. Not throwing any shade towards a past person. It's not going to be to where it's a constant challenge to be together. If you're meant to be with somebody, bro, the universe is going to make sure of it, I promise you. It's not going to be a challenge. If it's that much of a challenge, then it's obviously meant to not happen in this lifetime, and you're meant to be with somebody else, you know? And you're going to be able to share your life's destiny with that person. You're going to be able to achieve that excitement that you really want. Because I know what some of you out there want, bro. It's not like a fairy tale, but you want somebody that you're going to be excited around. They're going to be just excited to be around you. And not want to push you off like that as if you don't matter to them. Nah, man, you ain't going to be with somebody like that. You're going to be with somebody that's very intrigued by you. Very magnetic. You both are going to have a very magnetic type of connection, you know, to where it's not just going to be on a physical level. It's not going to be about all that sex. And that's another thing you're going to teach them. Okay, well, you got complimented all these times about your body. Have you ever had soul sex with somebody? Have you ever connected somebody on a strong, telepathic, passionate, and intensified level? That I'm telling you, bro, that right there is going to fucking be extreme, you know? And they may not have had that before. It was meant to happen that way, bro. You was meant to meet each other. So you can teach them exactly what's going on. Give them insight. And if you're dealing with this is something I do know about an air sign, even though I never had experience with them. I do know about air signs that they're very curious. They have a lot of curiosity, and they never get bored when it comes to knowledge. They never get bored, bro. If you got something that you always are coming up with things and ideas, and you're a multitasker, bro, they're going to love the hell out of that. I'm telling you. And it's like you could keep up with them. I mean, some of you out there may be an air sign yourself, but you'll be able to keep up with them because they don't like slow pace. Some of them out there may be slow paced, but you will be somebody that if they ever felt bored or stagnated, you are somebody that's going to have that push, that power. That's going to literally generate them up like that, you know? Just when they think that they feeling down, you could just speak to them in a certain type of way or inspire them in a certain type of way. They're going to be like, okay, I'm ready. You know, like, let's do it. Come on. There's not going to be no stagnation like that. And I'm getting that you both are going to help each other out like that. If you ever have a moment to where everything just feels like you just want to get down on the ground like that, like you're tired, you're fatigued like that. And you just want to just sit there like this. It ain't going to happen for long. You're going to be quick to be sprung back to your feet like that because an idea is going to come to your head. And therefore, it's going to be communicated through telepathy like that. You both are going to share a strong telepathic connection. So before they even get the words out their mouth, bro, it's like you already stand up to your feet like, I already know what you was about to say. You know what I'm saying? You want to do that, huh? That's exactly what's going to happen. And the thing is, you're going to really love each other because you love yourself. So this person, okay, so whatever is happening out there, there may be some type of breakup. Like there may be an engagement. I'm hearing something about an engagement. Okay, so some of you out there may be getting with somebody that you never thought you'd get with a day in your life because you always thought that, man, they married. They don't want nothing to do with me. They engaged with somebody else. And you may not have seen this individual in a romantic light before. You may not even seen them as just a friend. You never had the conversation to even make a friend out of them. It wasn't meant to happen that way. It's usually somebody that you least expect, but yet you remember that person. I'm telling you, that's usually how the universe happens. It's like somebody out there, how can I say this? Okay, you remember the person that you once could have had your mind on for the longest. Oh, yeah, man, we eventually going to be together. And you just keep uncovering challenges after blockages. Like, why we ain't together? It ain't meant to occur. It ain't meant to happen. It ain't meant to happen. There's somebody out there that you're meant to be with. It don't matter if they're in another connection or not. A breakup can happen mysteriously. You never know. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying if they're really not happy with somebody, something can happen mysteriously to where their soul wakes up. Like they just wake up one day and tell that person, I don't want to be with you no more. And they break up and all of a sudden you meet each other. There you go. There you go. It's the universe's time. That's what I told y'all about. I mean, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. I'm not going to sit here and tell anybody what to do. But if you want my solid advice, I would not communicate with that person that's taken. I wouldn't even associate with them as a friendly association. I wouldn't have anything to do with that person. Just let them live their life. And if you're meant to be together, you'll find each other. You'll meet each other in the store somewhere. You know, you don't have to go out there looking for somebody, bro. Because when you're out there looking for it, you're never going to find it. You know? So if you're somebody out there that believes in spiritual law, you believe in a universal and spiritual law and the way the universal law works, then you're not even going to have doubt in your mind. Set your intention, as I say, that I believe I deserve the best. I believe that I deserve a happy, energetic connection. Something that's really going to intrigue me and excite me for the rest of my life. You set that intention to the universe and believe that you deserve it. And you operate and flow in that energy, and guess what's going to happen? It's going to send you exactly what you've been looking for. I mean, it may be from that person, maybe from somebody else. You know? It's all about intentions. It's all about the way that you believe in things. And people out there don't understand how powerful the mind really is, because the pineal gland, which releases dimethyltryptamine, which is DMT, and once that is released, that is going to give you some type of insight to the spiritual world. And people don't understand, like, whenever they get in their head and they thinking all these negative thoughts, that can actually interfere, cause an interference with their reality. And that's where it becomes dangerous. Because you never want to be the victim of your own negative manifestations. Okay, I've had experience with this. Because just whenever you be thinking some certain thoughts out there, make sure that they're your own thoughts, by the way. Because some people out there could be projecting thoughts your way, and you may not be aware of what's really going on. So is it really you that's thinking these thoughts, or is it somebody trying to project some type of evil, nasty energy in your mind to try to get you to think that? That's another thing. Because they got spirits all around us every day, bro. And if something is in your ear telling you something negative, I'm going to tell you what you do to get rid of that. You sit there, even if you don't believe in a higher power, that's perfectly fine. I don't judge anybody out there, okay? Because I was once a non-believer in him, okay? But when it comes to hearing these type of voices, okay, like you just hear something in your mind that's not setting right with you, and it's very negative, and it's starting to drive you off in a dark pathway, you need to speak out loud and say that I do not want to think about this no more. This is not my thoughts. I release and I reject. That's what you say. If you don't believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, you could just say that. It'll leave. Okay? But for some of you out there that believes in him, I would say exactly that. And you don't have to be perfect either. The Lord don't want you to be perfect. That's why I cuss, and I'm not afraid to be my true, authentic self. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in religion, but I do believe in him. Religion has zero power in my life. I don't believe in that. I never will. I believe that there's only one God out there, and that's exactly who I'm connected to, you know? Everybody got a different belief out there, but I don't have to go sit inside of a church to be connected to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because he always guides me, bro. I always know that I'm guided and I'm protected by the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Like, he comes through me as my intuition and guides me to tell messages like this. He guides me out of nowhere and gives me a download as I say that, hey, son, I want you to speak that message. It's time for you to speak that message. It may be random. You may wake people up out of a dead sleep because your live stream dings on their phone. It's meant for them to hear that. You know, it's not like you're sitting there waking them up on purpose. They're meant to hear a message. Somebody may be listening to videos on YouTube, and all of a sudden, they fall asleep on that certain video, and yet your video is the next one right after that one. And they end up hearing that message, and it's like they wake up, it's like, man, I really like what that guy is saying. Because it's meant for them to hear it. It's meant for them to hear that message at that exact time. Because you on a spiritual phone call, bro. You on a spiritual phone call. I'm sending you down there, and that's exactly what's happening. That's the only way I can interpret that. It's a spiritual phone call. It's an emergency spiritual phone call. Because some of these people out there may be lacking. They want to dive into their purpose and step into their higher purpose, and yet they're lost for answers. They don't have the answers out there. And just when you was lost at one time, they had people on YouTube guiding you, right? You was guided to a lot of spiritual leaders out there, gurus, that put you in your higher purpose. Spiritual Soul, that's one of them that inspired me. I remember Spiritual Soul. I watched him a long time ago. But yeah, Spiritual Soul was one of them that I watched a while back. And they also have a lot of other people. But when it comes to this type of information, I'm telling you, man, like that like your friends, your family, if you wonder why you disconnected from all of them, it's because they don't understand you on that level. They do not understand you on the energetic, intellectual, spiritual level. So how are they able to give you guidance or tell you what you're not good at or what you're good at? How can they even determine your destiny when they're not even the soul beyond that vessel? They may be your blood family, but they never will serve the same purpose that you're meant to serve. That's the facts. You have a complete different destiny and direction and destination to travel and to go. 55, as I said, that change is ahead. Positive change is ahead for you. That's God's number 2, 55. Or I consider it to be his number because 555, that's part of his number, representing change, positive changes. So, and then we got 77, and I had 4511 when I seen that. And we have 72. But this is basically what I wanted to tell y'all. If you want to get in the public eye, this all stems it back to everything I just said. If you want to get into the public eye, get in the public eye. Make the first move. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. Make the first move. Act on impulse. Act on your intuitive impulse. Go for it. Go for it. I'll tell you, bro, when you take that leap of faith and you go for it, you will be surprised at how far you could come out there. Because whenever you tune into your spiritual side, you're going to understand that there's no such thing as limitations, baby. There's no such thing as limitations. You could go wherever you want in the spirit world. You could do whatever you want in the spirit world. As long as you're not violating spiritual law, you could go anywhere you want in the spirit world, bro. You may think that you have your freedom down here in the 3D reality. Just imagine how far you can literally travel and go in the spirit world. That's the type of information you're going to start connected to. You're going to start connected to your higher self. You're going to start connected to. Now, you got to be careful when it comes to that, because if you don't know about spirituality or how to protect yourself spiritually, you can run into a lot of spiritual problems out there. You got to watch for these monitoring spirits and spirits out there that are looking to deceive you in the spirit world, not physically, but when you're roaming up like in the 5D and stuff like that, you got to pay attention and be alert of the type of energies that you're surrounded by, because that could be kind of dangerous. Okay, I'm not saying that to scare anybody. This is not about promoting fear. This is just about protecting yourself. Ain't nothing gonna happen, but I mean, you can have a run-in with a spirit out there and they gain your trust and yet end up deceiving you and try to wrap you up spiritually. You know what I'm saying? They try to cause a blockage for your livelihood. I'm not saying that's gonna happen. It's not. Okay, we're just gonna put the positive side out there. It's not gonna happen, but it can. Okay, so I gotta be very much aware and alert about that when it comes to the spiritual side. Okay, for instance, I'm gonna explain exactly what I'm talking about in detail so y'all know how to protect yourself. If you have a dream of your family member, let's say your mother, your father, passed on loved one, and you see somebody in a dream, they don't even have to be crossed over or passed over. You see somebody in a dream, and it looks like that person that's in a physical form, right? That may be a masqueraded spirit that is looking to deceive you in a certain type of way, to pull over your trust. Be aware of that. I learned that from a pastor on YouTube. He was talking about witchcraft. Now, that don't necessarily have to be witchcraft that's being done, but that can be just a simple spiritual test. Don't trust everything that you see in the dream state, because that's the spirit world right there. Okay? A lot of you out there are not going to know how to control your dreams. Some of you out there may be lucid dreamers. Some of you out there may know how to control your dream, which that would be even better. But for the most part, that's very difficult. But if some of you out there are mastered spiritualists, you will know how to control your dreams and stuff like that when it comes to that, which is very hard, to be honest with y'all. You know, sometimes you could do it. Sometimes you notice how you can't do it, you know. But for some of you out there, if you're a master spiritualist and you know how the spiritual side works, and you know how to literally see things in a dream state and uncover the fact that you're actually in a dream, that you're not in the physical, then you will be able to control your dream. Something to do with a different part of the mind that you're going to have to stimulate and control. Because all it takes is that other side of the brain to go off, the sensor to go off, the sensors will start going off, and bam, your eyes open like that, and you wake up out of it, you know. So that's one part I will put out there. But I will put out there, just like I said, if you ever have a dream of something, just what I said when you start connecting to the 5D. When you have a dream of somebody that looks familiar, okay, or you have a dream about somebody that you may like even, okay. Now, that could be a genuine dream, you know what I'm saying? It's all about and what you feel in the dream. Pay attention to how you feel in that dream. Pay attention to what that dream revealed to you, okay. But just like I was saying, You can have such as a simple dream of somebody that looks familiar, but it could be masquerading themselves as something that's the enemy masquerading themselves and trying to win over your trust like that to deceive you. And I'm going to tell you how quickly manifestations happen when it comes to the spirit world. If you sense something that's not right in the dream state in that dream, you need to wake up immediately out that dream if you can. And the minute you open your eye, and you don't have to wake up immediately like that. You can wake up whenever. Whenever your eyes open and you're conscious that, okay, this was a dream, you cancel it out. You cancel it out. If some of you out there don't believe in Jesus, you don't have to believe in him. All you got to do is speak out loud. I cancel this dream out. I do not consent to anything being done in it. I do not consent to it. I don't give it any permission. This dream was false, okay? The person that masqueraded himself, I already know what this is. I cancel it out. I reject it. If you believe in Jesus, you can say in Jesus' name. I cancel this dream out in Jesus' name. This dream has been canceled and rejected. I do not consent to anything being done or me being shown anything or this spirit trying to win over my trust. I reject, I rebuke, and I deny. Access deny. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So if some of you out there ever get a bad dream about you, let's say, hell, you could just much so be walking and hit your foot on something, you know? And you have a dream about hitting your foot on something, and in the dream, that could have hurt your foot. What you do is you wake up and you rebuke it. Simple as that. Somebody may be trying to project something to get you to hurt yourself. That could be a dream to protect you, to show you what somebody may be doing out there to try to get you to hurt yourself. Which will represent giving you some type of evil thoughts to try to hurt yourself. Take your life or whatever. You know, I'm not saying you'll be in that state of mind, but it's something to be aware of. Because just like I said out there, bro, like are the majority of people that are becoming depressed and anxious or in a state of depression, are they really depressed? Or is there somebody out there oppressing their spirit? Is there somebody out there that's doing something to their spirit? Because depression, believe it or not, bro, it's an evil entity. Anxiety, it's an evil entity. Some people out there may have the illness out there, okay? I'm not saying that it's a lie. Some people may naturally be born with the illness of anxiety and depression. But if somebody starts having that out of nowhere and they can't explain it, even though it may be running through the genetics, it still don't mean that they should get it. This is how much I know on a psychology level from studying psychology. Studying the light side of psychology, the dark side of psychology, to see how the human brain really works. How the neurons, the flight or fight response of the brain. Studying the brain to see what's really going on, what releases the feel-good endorphins, what releases the chemical hormone, like the chemicals of the brain that create the imbalances. And believe it or not, y'all, a lot of it has to do with spiritual warfare that people are not aware of because they got some evil spirit in their ear telling them things that's not the truth and manipulating their brain waves. Because just like I said, bro, frequency is everything. Brain waves is everything. Especially when somebody don't have the knowledge on this type of information, it could be incredibly dangerous. It could be crucial, critical to not the body, but the spirit. Because their spirits are being attacked, bro. Because the ears, these may be physical ears right here that you see. But what is really hearing things? How come you can hear things inside the head sometimes? Think about that. You hear your intuition through the mind, right? That's how I hear my intuition. From an incredible deep voice. Like it sounds like me, but it's my soul talking to me. Like tell yourself something. Like say your name or say the moon or whatever. I'm looking at the moon or the stars. Say the stars in your mind or whatever you want to say. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to say that. Just say that in the mind. As if you would out loud. You heard that? That's your soul, bro, talking to you. That's your soul. Especially if you got a quiet mind, a peaceful mind, and you can hear that clear as day. That's your soul talking to you, bro. But when you got something on the other side that you're not going to hear in the mind, well, I mean, some of you may hear the thoughts. That's even worse. When you got something in your ear continuously attacking and whispering in your ear like that, nah, man, you got to get that out your system. You got to rebuke that out of there. But if some of you out there are having these incredibly torturing, intensified type of thoughts, that could be an evil entity that's attached. It's attached and it's continuously in your ear, feeding you information that is not right. And it's going to stay there until you actually show it and execute your rights. You have to lay down spiritual law with these type of evil entities out there. You have to lay down spiritual law and show them who's in control. Because whenever you put your foot down and you let them know that you don't consent to that, that this is not, that's not you thinking those thoughts, they're going to disappear immediately. That's how the spirit world works, y'all. Those thoughts will stop because it wasn't coming from you to start with. But it wanted to try to get in your head, to try to manipulate you, to take control over your vessel, to try to get you in a much darker state. But you want to stop it before it gets critical to that extreme. And that's the secret beyond depression. Because a lot of people fall incredibly deep into depression. They fall into a deep rest. Because depressed sounds like deep rest, right? They fall into a deep rest because their soul was getting tired, bro. It's about ready to collapse. We ain't about to let that happen. And it's all because you got a tranquilizer spirit inside the mind that's shooting that shot of tranquilization. Trying to hit your spirit with a tranquilizer. Ain't about to happen, bro. It's not about to happen. Those evil entities are not going to win. It's not going to win. And believe it or not, depression and anxiety is curable. And it don't have to be taken through physical medication. It's all about spiritual medication. You taking good care of your spirit and you're aware 24/7 of how your body is really supposed to function, how the psychology side of it is, cerebral cortex, etc. You know how things like that are supposed to be operating? And there's the answer to your question. There's no more being lost, confused, conflicted. You have the clarity right then and there, Jack. That's just the facts of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all about spitting some spiritual law, bro. I know a lot of spiritual law out there. I studied it in the spiritual level, like the 5D. I know a lot about spiritual law. That's a high law right there, bro. And these spirits will violate when they know that you don't know your rights. When it comes to spiritual law, you execute your spiritual rights, your spiritual law, your rights. Because by spiritual law, you have the right to reject. These are intruders. These are what you call spiritual intruders that will come across as very parasitic. They're parasites that will latch on to your energy and to try to suck everything out your livelihood. They are intruders. You have the power and the ability to banish it. You have the power and the ability to stand up for yourself and to protect yourself, just like your home. If you don't want somebody in your home and they don't belong there, you got the right to protect yourself. Because they ain't about to come fessed up in there like some Motel 6. We don't leave the light on over here for you. You don't see it. That was funny as fuck. Nah, what they think this is, a Motel 6? Shit, the next light they have is seeing the light, you know what I'm saying? They be seeing Tweety Bird, bro. All the ducks like that, the birds going in a circle. Oh, shit. Damn, what's going on? You don't see it. But anyways, getting back to the video. Tweety Bird. You don't see him. But anyways, how else you want me to explain it, damn it? We're going to use Tweety Bird as an example. You know what I'm saying? What, you want me to use Frosty the Snowman? Nah, man, it can't be. I can't be using him. He got a carrot nose, you know what I'm saying? He got a carrot nose with 2 Oreos as eyes. And he got a big old hat. You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do? Bite his damn nose off and chew it off? That's what they gonna do? Shit. Damn, bro, you out there eating carrot noses, huh? Check you out. At least you eating healthy. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, getting back to the video. But just like I said, bro, like these spirits are going to want to end up festing up at your house. Which will represent, they're going to want, like, just like I was saying about spiritual law. If somebody was to enter your house without your permission, like, and you don't want them there, you have every right to protect yourself. Just like I was saying, same thing with spiritual law. Because you have a life in the spirit world. You live in the spirit world, believe it or not. And you have a right to speak up on what you will allow and what you won't allow. These are considered intruders. And if they come anywhere in your territory to try to violate spiritual law, you have the ability to make a phone call and to stop that. Simple as that. It's like I said, bro, what they do, this is a Motel 6. They just come out here and hang out. Come in there, just make a home inside your home. They think they could just make a home inside your home and deceive you and live off of lies. That's an infestation. That's a demonic infestation right there. They can't do that. And I'm going to tell you how they can't do it. By you banishing, rebuking, and rejecting them. When it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not something to be in fear for. It's not something to be scared of. Same thing. This is not no fearful message. I'm going to put it out there. It's not about putting anybody in fear or inducing fear. No. This is about knowing spiritual law. And believe it or not, a lot of people will cure depression. A lot of people out there will eventually cure depression. You will cure anxiety. You will cure a lot of mental, like some people out there may seem like it's a mental illness, but it's really not. So a lot of you out there will definitely cure a lot of things that you thought was a mental illness, but it's really not. You know what I'm saying? And that's the most important thing, you know? It's to understand things that's happening on the spiritual level. More so, yeah, on the spiritual, energetic level. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not really the mentality that's being attacked. It's your spirit. It's whatever's talking to your spirit through that connection in the spirit world, if that makes any sense. Okay? My right eye just started itching as I said that, so that's a confirmation. So I look at everything. See, you got to pay attention to your body. So hopefully y'all got the insight on what was really going on out there spiritually. And y'all understand what's going on. You're more so energetically understanding and spiritually understand that. Okay? But anyways, y'all take it easy out there. Much love to y'all. Figure I'll give you some insight. And that's all I got to say, y'all, okay? If y'all want to leave any donations, I will have a link in the description box below. Kind of getting tired, y'all. But anyways, y'all take it easy out there. Much love to y'all. God bless y'all. Thank y'all once again for the love and support. And I will see y'all later, okay? Peace.